you know, I've kind of been raised up in a situation. I always want to leave you with something that you better take back and implement and use. And so y'all say, well, why does he keep talking about this 8531 crap? Well, that's because that's everything that we went off of. And I'm gonna go through some of the real quick, the basics, and then some of the keys to, the theories that go along with that stuff. But you need to be trying to do 8531 every week. Okay. Work the numbers, accept the numbers, understand that, well, why do we sit down with 8 people, and even though we know they all supposed to, why don't everybody do it? I don't know. When they start paying us to know why everybody doesn't do it, and then you can figure that out. Until that point, understand that that's the way it goes, and keep on running through that. You see what I'm saying? And it says that you shouldn't be getting killed by 8531. It's not that tough. It's not that hard. The pipeline theory. All right. And we talked about it yesterday. You got to plug some stuff in the pipelines. What stuff like what? Well, we got to plug in the good attitude, and I'm gonna run through it real fast, okay? But you need to be plugging in a good attitude. You need to be plugging in recruiting appointments, interviews during the day. You need to be plugging in kitchen table appointments if you're part time. Plug all that stuff in. Plug in a positive attitude, meeting attendance, appointment. You need to be plugging all that stuff in there consistently, right? Because if you stop plugging at any point, what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a shortage on what's coming out on the other end. So if you want to make sure that your pipe don't run dry, you need to keep plugging stuff in it. Okay. All right. And like I said, recruiting appointments, kitchen table appointments, meeting attendance is the biggest thing. A positive attitude. That's what you need to be plugging into that pipeline. But at the same time, and I love this one, don't wonder, just go to work. See, I don't know if y'all ever heard of the 45-day wonder before. Some of y'all may have heard this one. Some of y'all may not have. You probably, if you hadn't heard of it directly, you've heard of it. You just didn't realize what you were listening to. See, the 45-day wonder is the person that you recruit, and they excited. They want to make $100,000 a year. They see it. They see they say they see it. And what happens is, okay, well, look, we need to start seeing some people. All right, so we need to make sure we start seeing some people. Okay, well, let's go see some people Monday. Well, I can't see some people Monday. Now, I can't see people Monday. Come on, man. My kids play softball that day. Okay, so you got to go to softball game. All right. Well, what about Tuesday? Um, uh, my recital. My daughter has a recital on that night. So I got to play softball Monday. My daughter has a recital on Tuesday nights. All right. Well, what about Wednesday? Now they hadn't gone to church in 2 years, but now they got to go to Bible study on Wednesday night. So but Wednesday is out. No Wednesday. They can't do anything on Wednesday. Nothing against going to Bible study, but they hadn't been ever. But now they got to go. Thursday, in our case, Thursday got the opportunity meeting, so we're not gonna go see people on Thursday night. All right, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they cannot work on the weekend. Okay, but you know what they say? You know what? I give you one day. I'll give you. I told you Monday. Well, look, I'll stop playing softball. I'll give you Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all of that out. They're gonna give us Monday. So Monday comes. Now there are 52 weeks in a year, right? 52 Mondays in a year. You take out holidays, okay? They got 45. And then, do you think that the person who can't do anything on any other day is going to consistently have some appointments for you on each of those 45 days? They won't have that. But let's just say they do. At the end of the year now, they come to you and say, "What you lied to me. You told me this Primerica thing was going to work." And they wonder why they're not making $100,000 a year. Tell them at your job, okay, at your job, if you worked for 45 to 90 hours, would they pay you $100,000? Because that's all you did this first year. You didn't work for a year. You worked one day, all right, for 45 weeks. And you didn't even do that consistently. All right. So the whole deal is don't wonder, just go to work. All right. Don't be the 45-day wonder. See, some of y'all are wondering, I've been around. And no, you just been around. You hadn't been doing it. You just been around. So don't wonder, just go to work. The next thing, the second business building basic, 30 people in 30 days. Now, I talked about that earlier, and, making sure you were seeing 8531 once a month, once a week. So you were seeing 32 people a month, and all of that's great. But I talked about the fact that you need to be plugging in. Okay. You need to be plugging in to that office. All right. You need to be plugging. He's like, dang, this dude got some simple cartoons. Like, do you really show this to people? Yep, this is what I show people. This is how I explain the system. If I keep it simple, right? If I unplug this Elmo thing right here, what would happen? The light goes out. If you keep people plugged into the environment, they'll stay lit up. Okay? You got to keep them plugged in. At the same time as you keeping them plugged in, though. Oh, keep going. Oh, okay, that's better. All right. All right. And so it says you need to push yourself and your team from event to event. Well, it also talks about the heat source. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. It's charcoal theory. If I took one of the coals out of the fire, what happens? Goes out. It goes out. So that's how I explain to that person. You need to stay around the environment, stay around the heat source. All right, stay lit up, stay focused. And at the same point, we need to get as many people showing up as possible. All right, we need to get as many people showing up as possible. And you need to push people from event to event to event. You know what I'm saying? Like I said yesterday, they don't have to go to everything. They just need to come to the next thing. They don't have to go to everything. Just come to the next thing. And then I heard Lisa Jones say, I wanted to quit this business every single day. But I said, you know what? I'm going to quit after this next meet. And she said that, now she make $300,000 a year. Kept showing up, kept showing up. So you got to keep pushing people from point to point. As a leader, you know, if you're showing up, you don't have anybody on your team showing up, that's a problem. You got to be honest with yourself and say, maybe there's some changes that I need to make as a leader. Am I really a leader if I don't have anybody following me? Okay. But then the third thing is you got to work in 90-day cycles. And I said that's what promotes building. And I showed, my growth from 9 recruits and 16,000, and then 17 recruits and 28,000, 28 recruits 40. That's how the first 90 days worked. But the key is to recruit, train, and develop new key keepers. Okay, and basically, when I say recruit, train, and develop them, you just got to train them to learn how to go recruit, train, and develop new key keepers. Okay, you're gonna teach them. You're gonna teach them, the basics of everything they need to know about from a product standpoint, but not for the purpose of them being product gurus, but for the purpose of them being able to train somebody else. Right? Because even in training somebody else, they have to know something. They have to be able to show somebody some results. And so, in terms of finding new key keepers, I tell people this: look, have you ever seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Have you ever seen who? That's a question, like question mark in it. Have you ever seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yes, of course. And in that show, you don't. What do you have? If a person has a question, they call their lifeline. We don't have a lifeline. We have an upline, right? And our upline is available 24/7 for us to get in touch with. I'm your upline, but we also call it the keeper of the keys. Because see, there are a lot of different doors that we need to get out of. And if I ran to this door and I don't have a key to get out of that door, and I start freaking out, start panicking. And Maria comes up and says, she's my upline, she's my lifeline. She comes and says, Collis, don't worry, I got a key right here. And she doesn't just open the door for me. She doesn't just take me on a training appointment, make all the sales, doesn't make me ask any questions, and I don't know what's going on. What she does is she opens the door and then makes a copy of the key and gives me a copy. So next time I get to the door, what can I do on my own? Right? Your job is to get people that have I still a bunch of keys that I hadn't even come close to, even a bunch of doors I hadn't come close to trying to open, right? But the doors that I've come close to and I know how to open, I got keys to. My job is to get as many keys to these other folks that I got on my team as possible, right? And you took my keys from everything from how to recruit somebody, what to say from a prospecting standpoint, to how to close a smart app, because they need to learn all that stuff, right? Because certain keys are bigger than other keys. But you have to make sure that you got, people that got multiple keys. And at the same time, you need to be training 3 to 5 different people on a monthly basis. You need to be training a bunch of people so you're never in a situation where you don't have people to go see. You should always make sure you're still doing your personal stuff. But if you got 3 to 5 people training, do you think you stay pretty busy? You stay real busy. At the same time, look at the bottom right. Protect the recruits market. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't come up with this picture of the fruit stand. Okay, that wasn't me. But it's a good example of protecting the market, right? The produce stand. See, if this kid picks up these oranges and start throwing against the wall, what does that mean he's doing to his market? Busting it up. He's ruining the market. And so when you're dealing with a new person, your job is to protect their market. Protect it from who? Well, you got to protect it from them from ruining it. Well, you said that wouldn't ruin on purpose. I know. Give me somebody, somewhat fairly new person. Fairly new. Raise your hand. Be bold. You fairly new and you in the front row? That's unbelievable. Okay, good. Congratulations. Give her a hand, y'all. Okay. Let's say that you and I are in an airplane and we're gonna jump. Well, you gonna jump out this plane without a parachute. I'm gonna give you $100,000 though when you hit the ground. Are you gonna go for that? No. She said, not without a parachute. See, what just happened is I didn't fully explain what I wanted her to do. See, I didn't tell her, did I say anything about us flying? I just said we was in a plane. Right? So if we're in a plane and we're on the ground and she jumps out, she gets $100,000, but she didn't know it because I didn't fully explain it the right way, right? That's like you get on the phone saying, look, I'm coming over there to sell y'all some insurance. You need to be ready. No, don't do that. You won't have success. You're not coming to get them out of debt. You're not coming to invest their money. You just need some help. But if you don't know how to set the appointment, you're going to ruin the market. Not on purpose, on accident. That's what's happening to your new people. You're not telling them what they need to say on the telephone. And granted, you don't have to tell them a whole bunch of, everything. You just need to tell them to stay away from certain things. You see what I'm saying? Don't let them ruin the warm market just because they don't know what to say. But at the same time, you don't want them to spoil it. Anybody ever had somebody else show up to our meeting and who you wrote on your list, but they didn't come with you? And you got mad because they were supposed to know when you put their name on that paper that they were on your team? Don't let that happen. As soon as that person puts that list together, we need to be on it. We got to get these folks here because somebody's going to pick them off. And then we're going to move their market. We're going to move their market with profit. We're going to move it 3 different ways. Number 1, I'm going to recruit them some people so we can start building a sales force. Number 2, okay, we're going to get them trained so they can know how to do this deal without me. Number 3, I'm going to make some sales so I can get them promoted up through the system and we can show them how to make some money. I'm going to recruit them some people. I'm going to get them trained. I'm going to make some sales so I can get them promoted. That's the business. That's all I do. I'm going to recruit them some people. I'm going to get them trained. I'm going to make some sales so I can get them promoted. That's the business. I tell people say that. Y'all, I know it's elementary. Say it with me. We're going to recruit them some people. We're going to, God, dog, y'all alive? Y'all awake? All right? We're going to recruit them some people. We're going to get them trained. We're going to make some sales so we can get them promoted. That's the whole deal. We're going to get them to make money. Okay? At the same time, we're going to also move it. All right, well, I just said that. Okay. We're going to expand it by getting them referrals. See, your job, you can't suck somebody's warm market dry. You need to recruit in their warm market. Okay. And at the same time, you need to get referrals for that person. Right? Just like I tell somebody, look, you got 60, 50 names right now. By the time we get you rolling, you're going to have 75 names. It's your job to do that for that person. Get them referrals. Don't just make sales in the market and get out of there. Okay. You need to show them how to do the whole deal. So we also, though, if you look at it, it says during those 90-day cycles, we got to transfer some of those intangible skills. What do you mean transfer, Collis? Well, I'm talking about transferring the confidence, the commitment, the knowledge. You got to transfer this stuff. Because who in here knew everything about Primerica before they got here? Who in here was a little bit nervous about trying to learn all this stuff? I know I was. I sat across the table. Bill Whittle was training me. I was like, I ain't gonna never get all this. And then when they put me in front of the computer talking about doing an F&A, I was like, what? Okay, because Whittle wasn't the one showing me how to do it. Whittle don't know how to turn a computer on. Okay, but what happened was I learned it as I went. He didn't try to dump it all. Well, don't get a new recruit and try to teach them everything up front. You ease them into things. You know what you need to teach them up front? Bring some people. Put me in front of some people. Bring some people, put me in front of some people. That's what they learn up front. Once they get that down, they really understand that, then we can start learning all the other specifics. Because when they're going to learn this stuff, the best place to learn it is across the kitchen table when they're helping somebody. The second place to learn it is training class. But training class, you're not going to get any results from training class. You get results across the kitchen table. Right? So that's where we want to get them. We want to transfer the confidence, the commitment, the knowledge, the skills, responsibility, leadership. But it's piece by piece. At the same time, watch this. You need to let that new recruit know that they're going to be waterfalls ahead. Well, what do you mean by that, Collis? Well, think about this. One of the first waterfall that they're going to have, and see, if they fall down that waterfall, they're not going to be smiling like these people down here because they drowning. You see, what happens is we get them in the business and we forget to tell them even the first day that, look, when you leave out of here, you excited, you're pumped up, you're ready to do something special, you're motivated about doing something special with your life. And the first person they talk to is going to try to take them down. And they're not going to be mad at the person that tried to take them down. They're going to be mad at you because you're the one that got them what? Up. So if you tell them, look, now when you walk out of here, you need to make sure that these haters, they're going to start coming at you. They're going to tell you this thing don't work. Remember, the friend that you got that fixes car bumpers, okay, is going to tell you that Citigroup ain't legitimate. Car bumpers, Citigroup. Car bumpers, Citigroup. Who you going to go with? Citigroup, right? Okay, so understand, he might be a great friend, but he don't know nothing about helping you make money. Think about this. If you don't want his life, don't take his advice. Okay? You need to tell them that up front so they don't get mad at you. That's a waterfall. That's the first waterfall. This happens all the way through the deal, though. I see Eddie Ayala was trying to tell this guy who wanted to get all these licenses, you need to recruit some people. You need to recruit some people, because if you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to drown, right? But at least you got to try to tell them. At least you try to tell them, okay? Because the right people are going to listen. All right, so you got to tell them about the waterfalls that are ahead. The next thing, look, you got to go get wide. You need to use the piston theory to your advantage. Well, what's the piston theory? And we're not talking about Detroit, okay? We're talking about your business. See, it's a perfect example, man. Right now, I got about 4 or 5 major players, and then about another 3 or 4 just kind of people who throw a little bit in there. And I say major players, I mean people with teams of people who are doing stuff. And when one's up, another one might be down. When another one's up, but if you one-legged and you don't have anybody else, then when they get a cold, then your business goes with it. They get a cold, your business gets a cold. You need to get wide. You need to get a bunch of people playing. Because when somebody's up, somebody else will be down. The next month it'll be the other way around. But if you're wide and if you got your different pistons working, right? Then I mean, I don't know a lot about cars, but I know you can't have one piston car. Okay, you have a tough time getting a lot of places if you got one piston. It won't go that fast. Some of y'all trying to, win the race with one piston. You got to go get more. You got to go get wider. The only way you get more pistons is going to recruit more people. At the same time, though, try this. Look, you got to keep them coming and going. That's what R. Williams about to keep them coming and going. He didn't mean keep them coming into business and going, leaving, quitting. He meant them coming into business and going up through the business, through promotions. Coming in, district, division, regional vice president. Coming in, district, division. You need to make it like a factory. That's what we all want, right? An RVP factory, right? All right, well, then we need to do this stuff. That's what it's about right here. This is what it's about. Look, you need to try to identify the players early on. Now, what do I say to players? Now, look, this is another version of what Mr. Ayala just did, but if I hit the ball to you, how do we keep playing this game? The player's going to hit it back, but they got 5 different kinds of people. The first person, you hit the ball to them, and they duck, dodge, and run and go hide in the bushes. And then you're going to try to go find them. They hit the Primerica Witness Protection Program. You won't. They ain't going to go to the same church. They don't go to the same supermarket that they was going to before. They're going to change the phone number. They're going to move from where they're living at. You won't see them anymore, and don't go try to find them. Don't go looking in the bushes for them. They're gone. Next person, you hit the ball to them, okay, and they catch it. They catch it. Well, why is it green? What's the circumference? What's the velocity? If I put it in some water, what would the buoyant? They're going to ask a bunch of questions, and you yelling, hit it back. Hit it back. They're not going to hit it back. They're going to ask questions. Let them ask questions. Somebody got to clap when you get your awards. Go to the next person. You hit it to them, and they swing and miss. But at least they tried. So you put them in group training. Put them in group training, and they'll get good. They'll start getting better. The next person, you hit the ball to them, and they hit it back. And you get a good volley going. You got to get them good quick. Take some, get all the fine points, and get them their own court so they can start building their own deal, right? And the next person, you hit it to them, they rush the net and smash it on you. You get them good quick, teach them a little specifics. They go to RVP in 6 months, promote to the next month. They don't need to know all the specifics. While this person's still trying to learn smart, they did promoted 2 RVPs. Right? So after you got them to the RVP, you go back to the guy who was trying, and by now he probably is the big dog in the bake shop because he's learned and he got some stuff going on by now. And then you go back and you can probably promote him out. The one that was asking the questions, he's still gonna ask questions. He might start going on a training appointment by now. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't run him off. He might lead you to the one that smashed it. Okay? So the ping pong ball theory, and then the light. Look, check this out, guys. You need to help your new recruits see the light. Now, what do I mean see the light? Well, think about this. It's called the flashlight theory. We're in a dark court. We're in a dark cave. Now, you have read every National Geographic about cave. You have looked in encyclopedias and learned about caves. You watch all Discovery Channel things about caves. You know about caves. But we're in this cave, and it's dark, and you got a flashlight. And how far can you see in that cave? As far as that beam goes. Now, you can try to call on all that information that you got in your back, all in the back of your mind that you've learned, right? But you smelling something in the cave, you hearing drips in the cave, and if you want to know more about that cave, you can't call on information you know about past caves, right? Because this is different than anything else you dealt with personally, right? You can know a bunch of stuff, but you don't know about this. So how do you learn more about this cave? Because you can't flash the light any further than it goes, right? Only way you learn more about this cave is by start walking, start doing something, start going forward. You can't learn about Primerica by getting all your licenses first. You got to start doing something. You got to start moving forward. So that's how the flashlight theory works. You got to start moving forward, and as you move forward, you will be able to see more. Okay? And then the last thing, and this is the thing we kind of ended on earlier, you got to let people know why people fail or succeed, and then you got to help them succeed and win. And in my experiences and what I've been taught by a great leader, Bill Whittle, there are 5 reasons people fail to succeed, and then 2 underlying reasons. And I'm gonna tell you guys, you can write all this stuff down, but it probably is good to write down what I'm gonna say in between before you just write it all down. See, the first reason that people fail is rejection, the way they process it. See, I'm building a new house, right? I need you to go and find some rare, and I know y'all heard this because the guy who I heard it from, I heard he was right. He's Jimmy overrides him. Marchesani, rare Persian carpet. Y'all heard that one? Y'all know that one, right? All right. What? I need you to find this rare Persian carpet. If I tell you I was gonna give you $5,000, how quickly would you get on that? Right now. And the first person you call says, "Do you have some carpet?" "No, I don't have it." "Do you have some carpet?" "No, I don't have it." After 4 or 5 times, you're not gonna say, "Oh, this don't work. I wasn't in the business of this Persian carpet rug thing anyway. I knew my mom was right, right?" No, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna keep making the calls until you find a person that says, "I got it." This thing is worth way more than $5,000, guys. You're just looking for the rare person. It's like the lady who, the waitress carrying the coffee around. "Do you want some coffee?" "No." "Do you want some coffee?" "No." "Do you want some coffee?" "No." She ain't gonna say, "Oh no," throw everything down, take her apron off, and walk out of the place. She gonna say, oh, she gonna keep going to the person to say yes. "Okay, babe, give me some coffee. Get a tip." Right? How do you process? No. New opportunities to find yes. It's mine now. I'm telling everybody that. I'm gonna tell them 2 more times. Eddie Ayala, I got it from him. Then I'm taking total. It was mine. Okay. Then the next thing, market. Right now, if you don't have a market, if you're willing to go through a lot of number one, you can find number 2. Okay. But if you get in a warm market, you should stay in a warm market because that's the whole point of it, right? Once you get in a warm market, you shouldn't have to get in a cold market again. If you work the system. If you do that 9-point system that Art Williams talked about, you should stay in a warm market. Coachability. Well, this is how I talk about market. This is how I explain market to people real quick. Let's say I'm a phenomenal pool salesman and I go to the apartment building down the street. Some of y'all might not catch that. I'm a phenomenal outside pool salesman. And I go to the apartment building down the street and I go to start knocking on. Now I'm unbelievable, but I knock on the door. Do you think you need a, I think you benefit from these pools we have? And what are they gonna say? No. I could go throughout that whole place. Is anybody gonna buy a pool? Because they're not in the market for it. So all I'm doing is spinning my wheels. That was a day wasted. And I got a bunch of no's that were really unnecessary. Okay. You got to better go through the rejection, but don't put yourself, like in the way of an 18-wheeler of a rejection. You know what I'm saying? If you can do without it, then, let's just, don't just get run over and over and over if you don't have to. All right. Coachability. We talked about that the whole time. Every time I get up here, I talk about coachability. You got to be coachable. You have to if you want to see success here. You can't recreate the wheel and do it your way and see success. 30 years of success, more $100,000 earners, more cash millionaires. They think they got a pretty good system. You don't have to come in and do it a new way. They tell you to do something, okay, I'll do it. It's in your best interest. Bottom line, we got to get that, and we got to understand that spousal influence. When I first got into business, okay, I'm not married yet, okay, but at the same time, I understood that from a spouse and influence standpoint, partner standpoint, what you have to do is get the partner in the boat. See, this is how the partnership piece in Primerica works. You're rowing a boat. Now, if the spouse is an anchor, the boat doesn't go anywhere. You could be rowing all you want to row, but you're not gonna go anywhere. All right, that's when sometimes you come home at 11. Why? Husband, wife, it don't matter. Blah 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 blah. Who you trying? Who you? Where you were there? Ain't nobody buying insurance at 11 o'clock at night. What's going on? What you doing? Right? Okay. At the same time, though, but this is what you need to do. What you do is you got to get the spouse at least in the boat. Now, if you get them in the boat, you're gonna be rowing, but you're gonna be going in a big circle. Now you're making a little bit of money, seeing a little bit of success, but if you get the spouse to grab the other oar, now that don't mean they go get licensed and take over the world. That just means they're supportive, and they every once in a while do some prospecting for you, right? They try, they help, they try to show up the stuff when they can. And if you're going in the same direction from a rowing standpoint, what's the chance of being successful? You can go a lot faster, a lot straighter, because y'all both focus on the same. And then the last thing, work ethic. If you're lazy, this ain't for you. I don't need to say anything else about that. This ain't recruit everybody and go to the mailbox, see if you get a check. We don't get paid to see. We get paid to recruit indirectly. If you don't recruit and build a team, you don't get paid. Okay, but you can't just recruit for the sake of recruiting and think you're gonna make money. You have to build with the recruiting. Okay. And then the last thing, the character and goals. See, if a person is a good person, I've seen a bunch of good people who are lazy. Okay. But if a person is a good person and they'll work hard and they're coachable, they got a mark, they have a much better chance of being successful than a person that's just a bad person. Because bottom line, people are going to be able to see through it at some point if you're just not a good person. And the last thing, goals. If you don't have anything that you're really going after, that you're really trying to win for, then your chance of being successful is pretty low. Okay. I'm telling you, I've had an unbelievable time speaking with you all. To have Jimmy Meyer tell me he thinks of me and my girlfriend Talia and the teammates James and Sade Holloway as friends, to say that for him to tell me he considers us friends beyond just Primerica, that's a big thing. And you all have treated me unbelievably. I really appreciate it. I'll be looking for y'all on the Leaders Bulletin, and I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.